This, this was my bug-out bag. For years, I was obsessed with it. I spent thousands of dollars and countless hours building what I thought was the ultimate survival kit. And today, I'm getting rid of almost all of it. I had to face a hard truth. In a real crisis, this 50-pound monster wasn't a lifeline. It was a death trap. It was too heavy, too complicated, and packed with gear I didn't have the skills to back up. Stick with me, and I'll show you how I replaced all this useless weight with something much, much more valuable. For a long time, I was a gear hoarder. I think a lot of us in the prepping community fall into that trap, right? You see a new gadget, a cool-looking tool, or a video about the one thing you absolutely need, and you buy it. The marketing is powerful. It plays on our fears and that desire to be ready for anything. Before you know it, your bag is overflowing. Mine tipped the scales at over 50 pounds, and that was before adding food and water. I told myself this was necessary. I thought, more gear means more options. I was dead wrong. The biggest mistake is overpacking. I wasn't planning an evacuation. I was planning to carry my entire house on my back. A bag that heavy does three things to you, and none of them are good. First, it makes you slow. When you need to move, speed and mobility are your best friends. A heavy bag just makes you a lumbering, exhausted target. Second, it destroys your energy. Hauling 50 or 60 pounds, especially under stress, will physically wreck you. A lot of weekend preppers might be in for a rude awakening on day one in the heat without AC. A heavy bag just makes you fail faster. And third, it screams, "I have good stuff." A massive tactical bag is a billboard that tells everyone you meet that you have valuable supplies, making you a magnet for desperate people. But the core problem, and this is the biggest mistake I see, is prioritizing gear over skills. This bag was a shrine to that flawed idea. It was full of tools meant to solve problems I didn't actually know how to solve on my own. It was a crutch, and in a real crisis, crutches break. I had to be honest with myself. I couldn't use half this stuff effectively, at least not under the insane stress of a real disaster. It was time for a change. So, this is it. I call it the pile of shame. This is probably thousands of dollars in gear that I've realized is either redundant, way too heavy, or just plain useless, without a ton of practice. Let's break it down so you can see the traps I fell into. First up, what I call redundant and single-use gadgets. Just look at this. I had 3 different ferro rods, a magnesium bar, 2 Bic lighters and waterproof cases that, surprise, weren't very waterproof, and a box of stormproof matches. Why? Because I was buying solutions instead of learning a skill. The truth is, if you can't reliably start a fire with 1 good ferro rod and a lighter, you don't need more tools. You need more practice. Then there's the single-use junk. A little wire saw that's known for snapping. A manual can opener, even though my multi-tool already has one. Each item seems small, but together, it's death by 1,000 cuts. Or in this case, death by 1,000 ounces. Next, let's talk about the overkill shelter system. In my old bag, I carried a beastly 10x12 canvas tarp, a one-person tactical bivy, and an emergency mylar blanket. That's 3 layers of shelter, weighing almost 10 pounds altogether. My logic was, backups for my backups. It was foolish. A simple, heavy-duty poncho can be your rain gear and a perfectly good shelter, and it weighs a fraction of this setup. I was carrying gear for a worst-case scenario inside of another worst-case scenario, instead of thinking about the most likely scenario, needing to be light and fast. Now for the electronics graveyard. This was a huge one. I had a handheld GPS, a separate crank-powered emergency radio, a massive flashlight, and a smaller backup flashlight. And guess what? Every single one used different batteries. I had a bag literally full of AAs, AAAs, and CR123s. It was a logistical nightmare. In any long-term event, batteries die. And without power, all this expensive tech just becomes dead weight. Finally, the category that's a little embarrassing. The Rambo complex. I carried a huge 7-inch survival knife. It looked cool, but it was awful for any kind of fine detail work. I also had a big hatchet and a folding saw. 3 cutting tools to do a job that 1 or 2 good tools and skills could handle. You've heard the saying, the more you know, the less you carry. And I was carrying a library of ignorance on my back. This obsession with tactical gear is an action movie fantasy. In reality, you're more likely to need to build a small fire, not chop down a forest. This arsenal wasn't just heavy. It made me look like a threat, which is the last thing you want when you're trying to be the gray man and just blend in. So, I got rid of it, all of it. And I replaced that 50-pound pile with 2 things, skills, and this handful of smart, multi-use items. The new philosophy is simple, and it's the most important lesson I've learned. Skills weigh nothing, and they never run out of batteries. My whole mindset shifted from, what gear do I need, to, what skill do I need to solve this with a simple tool? It's liberating. It frees you from that consumer trap of always needing the next best thing, and empowers you to rely on the one person who will always be there. You. I fully embrace the gray man theory. The goal is to be invisible. A giant tactical bag is a magnet for trouble. My new bag? It's a simple, boring hiking backpack that nobody would look at twice. Mobility is security. The ability to move quickly and quietly, to cover ground without getting exhausted, that's a form of protection that no amount of gear can buy. The old bag made me a static target. The new bag makes me an adaptable survivor. So what are these skills? They're the basics, the stuff our ancestors just knew. It's being able to start a fire in the pouring rain with 1 ferro rod and whatever you can find. It's navigating with a simple compass and a map, because GPS will fail you eventually. It's knowing how to find water and make it safe to drink. It's the know-how to turn a simple poncho into a dozen different shelters that can handle wind and rain. Once you learn and practice these skills, they're yours forever. That is the ultimate prep. Investing your time in learning is infinitely better than investing your money in more stuff. So, this is it. This is what replaced that mountain of gear. It might look shockingly small, but every single item in here has earned its spot. Each one is versatile, reliable, and supports the skills I've learned. Let's run through it. For cover, that massive tarp and bivvy system is gone. It's replaced by a single, high-quality military-style poncho and a lightweight emergency blanket. The poncho is my rain gear, my pack cover, and a shelter I've practiced setting up in a dozen different ways. For combustion, that whole bag of fire starters is gone. I now carry 1 reliable Bic lighter, a single beefy 1-2-inch ferro rod, and a small tin of cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly. That's it. I don't need more, because I've spent my time learning how to make a fire, not just own things that start one. For a cutting tool, the Rambo arsenal is gone. I've replaced it with 2 simple tools, a sturdy 4-inch fixed-blade knife that lives on my belt and a high-quality folding saw in my pack. The knife is my do-it-all tool for fine work, food prep, and making tinder, and the saw is way more efficient and safer for processing firewood than a hatchet. This combo is lighter and 1,000,000 times more practical. For a container, I carry 1 32-ounce single-walled stainless steel water bottle with a nesting cup. This is my water carrier, my boiling pot, and my cooking cup, all in one. It replaces a separate canteen, pot, and mug. Its multi-use nature is the heart of this entire philosophy. For cordage, I just have about 100 feet of bank line. It's incredibly strong, lightweight, and has 1,000 uses, from rigging my shelter to repairing gear. For navigation, the battery-sucking GPS is gone. I carry a simple, reliable lensatic compass and a physical map of my area, sealed in a Ziploc bag. More importantly, I've put in the time to actually learn how to use them. My first aid kit is now small and focuses only on major trauma, stopping catastrophic bleeding. I'm not packing for headaches and blisters. I have a tourniquet, a pressure dressing, and chest seals. And I've taken a Stop the Bleed class, so I actually know how to use them under pressure. Finally, for light, that collection of flashlights is replaced by a single, lightweight, rechargeable headlamp. A headlamp keeps my hands free, and a small solar panel and power bank can keep it and my phone going. This entire core kit weighs under 15 pounds. It makes me faster, more adaptable, and ultimately, way more prepared than I ever was with that 50-pound death trap. Making the switch from a gear hoarder to a skills-focused prepper was a complete game changer. It's about being an asset, not a walking supply closet. Remember, mobility is security, simplicity is efficiency, and skills are your ultimate prep. Now I want to hear from you. Take a hard, honest look at your own bag. What's one piece of gear in there that you haven't actually practiced with? What's the most useless or redundant thing you could ditch today to save some weight? Drop a comment below and let me know. Stop hoarding gear that just weighs you down. Start collecting skills that will build you up. That's the real secret to being ready for whatever comes your way. Stay safe and stay smart. This was my bug out bag. For years, I was obsessed with it. My new bag? It's a simple, boring hiking backpack that nobody would look at twice. The poncho is my rain gear, my pack cover, and a shelter I've practiced setting up in a dozen different ways. One reliable Bic lighter and a single half-inch ferro rod. No more redundancy. Use the saw to process firewood safely, faster and lighter than a hatchet. A simple lensatic compass and a map, sealed and practiced, beats batteries every time. Bank line, lightweight and strong, perfect for shelters and field repairs.